Okay, Jack. Just a minute. Today we're going to demonstrate some aerodynamic principles, more particularly the flight of a paper airplane in a 0G 5 psi atmosphere. Now Jack is looking over his raw materials, which happens to be approximately an 8 by 11 sheet of paper. And this sheet has some particular folding instructions on it, so it is going to be folded according to a earlier design. Dr. Robert Parker at Johnson Space Center might very well be able to provide some extra information about the particular design that Jack is just now starting on, and any other information about aerodynamic principles or so on he might also have. Now this is pretty close to the standard sorts of designs that many of you probably folded in your junior high school or high school days. Not quite the same as Jack and I remembered from our school period, but it's pretty close to the same designs that we've used before. Got sort of a double fold on each wing, as we can see here. There, the wings are getting folded back. The nose has already been folded over double, so it's a little heavier on the nose end. And let's see, the wings have been cambered a little bit. Okay. Now there's a little piece of Scotch tape that's going to be applied right across the two upper wing surfaces to hold the wings in more tightly together. And there we have a completed airplane. In just a moment we'll give you a test flight. Just stand by here. Whoops, here we come. Skip the photographer. Just stand by a minute here. Now we have a couple of earlier versions. Jack's folded one and I have folded the other. In just a moment we'll show you a test flight here as soon as I get the camera readjusted. Just a minute here, Jack. All right, now toss it right for the camera here if you can. Okay, they went off one to one side. Now see if you can come right at it. Okay, we'll send those back for Jack's next try. Now you'll notice when they fly, there's essentially no lift. They fly in straight lines, and you also have to be careful to flow them rather slowly, or else they have a tendency to tumble. And if you've been very careful about the design of the wings and everything to make them symmetrical, there will not be too much rolling. You notice that one rolled a bit because I think it was my toss had a little bit of roll to it. But they will sometimes roll in case one wing has a little bit of twist to it. Okay. Bad shot. That was the initial one. Okay, there she goes down. That's also not a very good shot. There was a good shot. Oops, a little off target. Oh, great. Great. Yes, they do seem to fly a little better than a kite. Although you'd think, you know, traveling at 5 miles a second, we ought to have a pretty good wind blowing outside. We have an EVA coming up a little later this week. We could perhaps take one of these out in the solar wind and see how it flies in the breeze. All right, now I'll try to fly one backwards. We'll see what happens here. Let's try a couple backward shots. Well, it does flip over, so there are some aerodynamic forces involved. The nose is heavy to begin with, and there's just enough drag on the tail to flip it around backwards. Okay, we'll go a little faster. When you go a little faster, you see they'll begin to roll. That was a good straight one. And we've got one pretty good airplane here. It's got nice zero lift characteristics that essentially just go right straight where you throw it. Whoops. Good catch, Jack. Okay, perhaps we've had enough of this now, and there is your paper airplane demonstration for the morning.